Hello, everybody. I just wanted to pop in here and just say, because this is something that's been on my mind for a while. And I hope this brings some encouragement to all my single ladies out there. Be content in your single season. And I'm just going to share my story. I'm going to really try not to make it long. But when I finally got to the place of contentment before I met my husband, I was totally fine with being single for the rest of my life. I did. And I realized that the blessing, this is my story. I realized that the blessing might not be God giving me a happily ever after with a man. Because by the time you get to be a certain age, especially as a woman, it's just like, okay, this might never happen. And so I just accepted that as a possibility. Some of y'all might be like, oh, you gave up hope or whatever. That's not how I saw it. I just wasn't holding my breath anymore. And I gotta tell you, when I got to that place, I was so happy. I was so content. And I felt like I had so much to give. And I realized the blessing might not be in God sending me a man. The blessing of being single, because I was doing it the right way, meaning I wasn't promiscuous. I had standards. And I'm not talking about a dude got to make six figures every year. He got to be riding this. He got to be dressed like this. I'm talking about he just needs to respect me. He has to not call me after a certain time. He has to respect the fact that I'm trying to remain abstinent until marriage. I want a man who really loves Jesus. All of that stuff. That was all I wanted. And a man who understood what it meant to be a man. Meaning he knew what it meant to be a provider and a leader and a good father and a protector. So I said, if being single because I want to do this the right way means that the only blessing I get is I don't have to worry about STDs. I don't have to worry about baby daddy drama, baby mama drama. I don't have to bear the burden of being a single mother. I don't have to worry about the stress of doing all of that by myself. If it just means my peace of mind, then I'm totally fine with that. I am content. Because I'm going to tell you, when I was single, there was so many women. I can name 3 off the bat at my old job that I had. Every woman that came up in there, aside from myself, single with children. And every single one of them, well, 3 of them specifically, one of them kind of didn't talk so much, so I can't really get into it. But there was 3 women up in there who always had something going on with their ex, always had something going on with the child's father, something they wasn't doing, something they wasn't paying, just a whole bunch of stress. And it's stressful just to even listen to that stuff. And so I got to a point to where I said, you know what? If being single means I never have to deal with any of that because I want to do this thing right, and I want to marry a man of God who wants to marry me and be responsible and be there, then I'm totally fine with that. So let this encourage you, ladies. If you over the age of 25 and you're still single, and the reason why you're single is because you're waiting for the Lord to send you somebody because you're doing it the way he said to do it. You're being single the way God is saying to be single. Let that encourage you. Let that encourage you. The blessing might just be the peace of mind. The blessing, because a lot of times it's easy to discount the things that we think are the little things like that. Little things like not stressing over, oh, my baby daddy. A lot of times it's so easy to overlook those things because we don't think it's such a big deal. We think that they're small. But man, let me tell you, I would rather wake up on a Saturday morning as a single woman with my peace as opposed to waking up on a Saturday morning with a house full of kids as a single mother. Let that resonate in your spirit. Let that resonate. Become content with yourself. And I gotta say, one thing that did help me was when I asked the Lord to make me content. Because I needed help. Once you get to be a certain age as a woman and you still want children, you still want to experience all of that and have a family, it can be very easy to get discouraged. But man, let me tell you, there was if I can find the link, I'm going to link it. Pastor G. Craig Lewis of EX Ministries, he did a sermon called Pray This, Not That. And in that series, in the sermon, it was a sermon. In the sermon, he had a prayer of contentment. And I prayed it. And I want to say, if memory serves, it wasn't too much longer after I had got to that place where I was totally at peace in my heart. It was a tangible peace. It was different. I was 100% content being single, having respect for men, and still valuing marriage and being glad for anybody else who I knew who was getting married. I didn't despise marriage. I didn't despise family, children, none of that. That prayer, I believe, made a difference in asking God to help me be content in my place of singleness, because I didn't know how long that was going to last. So recognize the reward. Recognize the small rewards, the so-called small rewards. It may not always come as this gargantuan big reward like we think. I'm going to get my knight in shining armor that God is going to send me. Maybe, maybe not. And I'm saying, we as believers, I'm still in this place, y'all, where it's like, we have to be okay if the Lord doesn't bless us with that thing that we've always wanted. I think that's where the church did mess up a lot, is where we think that just because we're saved, just because we Christians, and even just because we live right, that automatically means we're going to get certain life blessings, certain blessings in life. And that's just not always the case. Sometimes God tells us no. Yeah, I hope this video encourages somebody. And y'all, if y'all heard that honking noise, I apologize for that. I'm in a Walmart parking lot, and yeah, don't let that distract you. But I'm not gonna go back and re-record it because I was really flowing, and yeah, that's all I got. So I love y'all, and I will see you in the next one.